Hey, what's going on, y'all? Welcome in on another great day on the replay. We got something we want to talk about today, but before we do all of that, I need for you guys to go ahead and hit that subscribe, like, and share button. And also, episode 9, I want y'all to go to Black Vocracy Podcast because that's where you're going to see last week's show, episode 9. I wanted to make sure I get that out because we was live on YouTube. So make sure you go over there to that channel, Black Vocracy Podcast. So we got a great show. Y'all. We know what happened on Sunday afternoon. We got to talk about it. The Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm your host, Jabril Rashad. I got my man, Jeff Booker to my right, Tim Jackson to my left, and Alexander the Great, Daryl Alexander. But we're going to talk about what happened last night. It was a heck of a game. NFC East battle, toe-to-toe, went to the wire, man. But I got a lot of things to say. But I'm going to start right here with Tim, first and foremost, man, about that game last night. Tim, what did you see, man? It was a lot that happened in between those lines last night, man.
Ooh, a whole lot happened. Matter of fact, it's a game of inches.
Absolutely.
A game of inches. I'm telling you. The little slight, Dak stepping out of bounds, right? The tug and pull by the Philadelphia defensive back on the tight end, Shoemaker. It should have been pass interference and would have been a touchdown otherwise, or first and one at the goal line. So would have changed the whole game. We actually gave him a lead at the time. But hey, things are a game of inches. He caught the ball, fell short. They didn't call it. And then we're talking about, I don't call this a game of inches. I call this a game of non-recovery. Terrence Steele, he had a rough game.
Rough outing.
Woo! I'm telling you. I'm looking at that leg, the one that was injured. And I'm looking at the way he's moving. He is just not quick enough. He doesn't have his power back either because his run blocking is not as good either. So that's one of the reasons why Pollard's not running as well. He is not back to himself yet. So he needs to get back, and usually it's probably going to take to the end of the season. That's the sad part about it. So they're going to have not for Pollard, for Terrence Steele. It's going to take him a look, because it takes almost 2 years to get recovered. And Gallup ain't really got back there yet too. He hadn't got his strength in his leg to get his speed back, and that takes a little while too. So we micro our guys so we can see them and we get a chance to watch this really close more than we get to see any other team. But from that standpoint, that line right there. But you know what? That was a good game. Philadelphia does one thing. I want to give them. Yeah. They do one thing. They figure out a way to win. They've been doing that no matter what's going on. They've been almost about to lose on how many games this season, but they figure out a way to win.
That's been like definitely my Achilles heels, man, because I say it all the time. Somehow, some way, man, them jokers seem to find a way to squeak these games out. But it's so crazy. But I got to come over here to my guy Jeff, because I know Book. I know how he feel. He probably went live. I probably didn't see it. And we're going to talk about something else later on in the show because I know he's been frustrated this week. But I'm with you. And we're going to talk about it. I know what it is. We're going to talk about it. But I got to come to you right now and talk about them Cowboys and the Eagles, man. What happened last night?
Man, them Cowboys, they played good. They came out. The offense did good. But I really feel that the official was on 50 side last night, man. I don't know who paid the officials off. But it was a real good game, very competitive game. Cowboys went to Philadelphia, man. And I think Dak is tired of all the big talk, me talking, and then talking. And he had a good game, man. He was real protected with the ball. He didn't throw no picks.
Right.
He didn't throw no picks.
Right.
He was getting hitting the receivers. But like I said, man, I just think the referees gave us a bad deal last night in that game, man. I had a couple calls, a couple pass interference that cost the game, that turned the game around. And
the rest was history, as they say.
The rest was history, man.
Did what you see? Well, look at look here. I'm gonna chime in a second, but I'm gonna come on over here.
Straight face, man. Yeah, man, some bad calls.
It was some bad calls.
It was some bad calls, but you still had the game. Philly laid down basically the fourth quarter and kept saying 3 and out. Here you go, Dallas. Come score. 3 and out. Here you go, Dallas. Come score. 3 and out. Here you go, Dallas. We trying to get y'all to beat us, and you can't even beat us. And as far as Dak, that's what Dak does. He plays good the whole game, and you can rest assured on that final drive. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna do something.
Well, that last play, he got sacked, man. The line gave up on him.
2 sacks, right?
There was 2 sacks.
He got
I
to
mean,
get rid of that ball, man.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
can't hold that. You got to get rid of
Yeah.
that ball. Get your team.
But you know what? Normally,
That was quick.
when he throw that ball, he throw an interception. So I think
Right, and he was trying when he
Yeah.
went
Now,
down. He
that's
was like he
interesting.
was trying.
It's interesting that Jeff just said that, right? I mean, here's the reason why, because I heard this earlier, somebody making a statement that it's almost the same thing. They say, well, the difference of it is now he's holding on to the ball to prevent throwing the interception. But to me,
Throw
it's
it
not
away.
the same. Because if you throw the interception, then you give the ball to the other opponent.
Right.
So, yeah, you don't want him to take that loss or take that sack unnecessarily. Yeah, you like to see him get rid of it, but if
Right.
it's one of those situations where he was in the grass for someone, and we know things can happen. I'd rather for him.
That was quick.
You
I-
got to throw it because you need a touchdown. You
No,
can't.
that's the third option. You throw it incomplete. Throw the ball out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's the third option he needs to do. Throw it over somebody's head and make sure it goes
launch.
out of bounds
Right.
instead of getting that sack.
Yeah.
And then it gives him time. And also don't take the time off the
Blitz-
clock as
blitz-
well. Not to use their timeouts
The
as
blitz,
well. So
the blitz came from
But
both sides.
but think about this. Philly might have blitzed 3 times the whole. I was screaming all day. Why y'all not blitzing Dak? Because if he gonna light you up, if you don't send nobody
no,
back there, up that middle,
Dak is
he gonna
good
light
on the
you
blitz
up.
down there. That would be the best place to blitz him up
Right
the
up
middle.
the middle.
But if you don't, Dak is very good against blitzes. Matter of fact, he's
Man.
one of the better quarterbacks now in analysis. His numbers are excellent against blitzes.
He very-
So
The
a lot of
49ers
people.
have shown people how to beat him. You got to put some pressure on that dude, and he gonna lose it.
That
I'm
line-
telling you.
No, that right there didn't show as much because you had 2 linemen out. You had the guard and the tackle out of that on that game. So that line was an
That line-
aberration for them at that particular
it
time.
crashed.
they
You
You
wasn't-
can't
they
let
wasn't-
Dak sit back.
Well,
there.
I'll
That's
say
my
this.
point.
I'll say this. I definitely think that Dallas did more to really give the game to Philly. They had the opportunities.
They
Me
had the
personally,
opportunity.
those 2 things, like Tim just mentioned, to me, those was 2 pass interference. First of all, the touchdown called by Devontae Smith over Bland.
Right, yeah, that-
It was
that-
very subtle, but he created separation with that
Yeah.
extension. Yeah, they may not would have called it in that situation,
Yeah,
but I'm
but
telling you,
he
it's
did. He did.
subtle. It's very subtle, and you in a crucial situation drive like that, I gotta throw the flag on that. And then you get
No.
to Scootermaker.
No, man.
That was definitely a pass interference.
Yeah.
Blankenship got his hands all
All
around the
around.
man race, impeding his progress in the whole 9 yards. They
Yeah,
they talk
that's
more
easy
about
one.
him coming up short
But
on
even-
that.
even
this
with-
going a touchdown.
Even with the one with Michael, with the quarterback, when he got the first down, they had Paulson. I mean, Michael Paulson,
That-
he just
now that-
helped him.
yes.
I mean, he literally
Yeah, he
grabbed
did.
him and held
Yeah,
him.
And he
look,
threw his
yeah.
arms and complained
It's
about
human
that.
nature for us to watch our teams and just say, "Oh, he should have called it. He should have called."
No.
But when it's against,
Hold on.
but when we get benefit, we just don't. We
And-
accept it and we move on.
And honestly, I think the referee played on both sides played a little bit more into the game. But what I'm saying, when I can see a Bland who has the lowest completion rate against him by according to Pro Focus in the whole National Football League, I saw him before the I saw what I saw, and then I saw him when they scanned the camera on him, and he was doing this here. And I said the same thing. He's out there playing the game, being a former corner. I'm saying the same thing. It's subtle. It's even if it's a little push like this or whatever. It's subtle.
It's subtle.
You won't catch it with the naked eye unless they
I saw
really
it.
slow it down. But it was enough to create just because in the NFL, like he just said, it's a game of inches. If I can just create that little bit of
Yes.
separation.
Land needs to next time somebody does him like that, he gotta play
Oh, you
play along with
going
it.
to-
not
going
fly,
to-
but
No,
you
because they gonna start calling that.
No,
they gonna start
corner
calling
can't
it.
do that. What he has
Yeah,
to do is there's another technique. Go ahead and do that. When a guy come, he pushing off. You either here or you grab back. So you grab back. You
Well-
slowly grab it back. But that's something he has
I
to
don't
It's
learn.
a
I don't
veteran.
think
It's a
that should've
veteran.
been
It's a veteran.
Yeah.
It's a veteran move. Granted that if Devontae picked that up or somebody shared that with him for AJ Brown or whatever, he won. He didn't get the call. Or we didn't get the call. I could say the pass interference. He won on that. But that one right there with Blankenship with his hand wrapped around this man's waist.
that was easy.
Oh, that was very
Very
obvious.
obvious.
Very obvious. You can see it all day long. There was a pass interference, but they didn't call it. Now you could say then why Dak didn't lead him a little further when he broke it on the out. Who knows? But man, you playing in the heat of the battle. Everything's happening so fast,
Right.
so fast.
The good quarterbacks make those plays.
No,
So
great
what-
quarterbacks make those plays.
Saying
Good
he
quarterbacks do what he does.
Do what he- okay.
Yeah, because he's a good quarterback.
That makes sense.
Great quarterbacks do that, and you can name the great ones.
And I was telling
start
people, I
running
said,
off.
just wait till it's really critical and like he's gonna do something. He's gonna run. He's gonna step out of bounds when on a 2-point conversion. That changed the whole game.
Yeah. But you know
Then
what?
you only need a field goal. And y'all,
You know what?
see-
I know he should have had a presence of a mind, a presence of awareness where he was at. He was going in on 2-point conversion. But if you know how, I think it was Brandon Graham that was coming around the edge.
Ain't
on that.
nobody else did that, Jabril. Step
I
out of
understand.
bounds
Hold on,
like
can I
that.
finish? Let me finish. When his momentum is taking him in this direction. Now I agree. He should have had a little bit more awareness.
Get in the end zone, man. Like
He should have had a little bit more awareness, but the momentum.
Brandon
That's
Graham
why he
wasn't
tried to
taking
leap and try to get over the cone that way. But like I said, I'm not making no excuses. I'm just saying I get it because it's easy to judge it from the position of where we are.
That's right.
I used to have
That's
my
right.
dad. He used to come sitting in the stand. Son, why you didn't cut it back across? I'm saying, Dad, it's easy for you to say that up there in the stand.
That's right.
But I don't see what you see.
all I'm saying is, quarterbacks do it all day, every day, and just run it in. They just get it in the end zone. Why he got to
With
step
protection
out?
though, they got
No,
protection.
but why he didn't have to step out.
when you have a chance.
He didn't have to step out.
Go watch it.
You don't
Watch
think,
it
you don't
again.
think you don't think the angle
No,
that he took, the
that
way
boy wasn't
okay,
gonna bring
all right.
Dak down. Dak
See, what you saying he should have ran more into the dude with his arm, right?
He
That's what
should have
you're
just
trying to
get
say?
the guy.
So,
Get
He
in the
kept
end zone.
going wide and wide. Now I get.
I
No,
know what
I
you're
understand.
saying.
I get that.
That. Yeah, if he
but
did
his,
that,
he was going wide and wide. So I get what you're saying. If he would have, I think,
Like,
taken a better.
Don't step out of bounds. It's simple.
I think
Don't
it's
step
I think
out
it's
of
speed
bounds,
and
man.
Yeah,
momentum.
speed
The way-
is
the-
just-
the way
Hey,
it was.
cause I mean, it didn't even look like he was out of bounds until they showed the replay.
Lamar, listen, you know, Dak's
It is
really not a natural. I don't consider him to be a natural
No.
run. Lamar Jackson at 6
He's a
all
run.
day.
That's six.
Pat Mahomes that's 6
six.
all day.
Exactly.
But Dak,
Few other
man,
people,
That
Dak is
kind of
just
goofy with it. He kind of
Yeah,
goofy.
that's really what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
You know what I'm
goofy,
saying?
yeah.
He really,
I
that's
know
really
he's
not his
slow,
forte.
but you think that was
He's
it?
slow,
One of them-
You know what I mean? And he really, he putting him up.
And he running like this.
Yeah.
So he's bound to step out of
You know what I'm
bounds.
saying? He putting him up and putting him down, man. And it's like he just, you know, like a Herman the Monster or something. You know,
Somebody,
I mean,
if he really could run, he would have turned his body, right? When he was worried about that guy pushing him, he wouldn't have to step out of bounds because he would have turned his body and he would have stretched out.
I
See,
don't think
but he don't
he's
have
gonna
that
stop.
ability. He ain't got that
But
ability.
then I think
like
he
y'all
still,
said,
Dak's
He-
still the
he
skin
run like
that injury.
Flintstone.
That injury.
It's something, and I don't disagree. I don't disagree with Da in his analogy how what he saw because trust me, during the game, I was like, what is he? What? Dude, you don't have the presence of mind to know where you at on the field.
Yeah.
So yes, I get it, but I'm saying under the circumstances, it being that, I'm saying his whole weight, it was going like other quarterbacks probably would have hit it around there and got on up straight
Yeah.
up. But his momentum kept taking him out like this
Outside.
here, man, until finally he didn't know where he was at on the field.
didn't
So
know.
that's just kind of what I saw, man. But
Even with the play when he dove, he got
yeah, what was
there,
that about?
He supposed to make a cut and make
Because he
a
wasn't
miss.
finna get in. Yeah, exactly.
But he look like Barney Rubble. What are you talking about? Barney Rubble running the ball.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of things that happened in that game. It was a heck of a game that I feel like Dallas should have definitely could have won that game and squeaked that game out. But it's not over. I think the season's still long. They will see them again. I think Eagles' schedule gets a little bit tougher than the Cowboys.
Yeah, they are really tough.
And the
hopefully-
49ers still losing.
Exactly. So
Don't worry about the 9.
49ers still losing.
Don't worry about the 9.
So that helps.
We good.
All right.
They might have to come to
Hey,
Dallas to see us in
Hey,
the first round.
just a little quick note. Y'all still haven't beat a team with a winning record.
All right. Well, on that note right
Let
there,
you know.
well, we got to pay some bills right quick. When we come back, man, we going to get into the World Series, man. Them Texas
Where's my
Rangers.
jersey? Where my-
We'll be
my
right
Ranger
back
jersey
on the replay.
Replay.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
Bro, you gotta stop with that depression stuff. That's a white people thing.
Escúchame, en esta casa los hombres no lloran.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you wanna talk about it?
Thanks for hearing me out, bro. Appreciate it.
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad. Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?
Hey, and welcome back to the replay, y'all. As y'all can see, you don't have to adjust your dial, your color on your screen or none of that. Yeah, that's right. Y'all see us. The Texas Rangers, first-time winners, World Series champion last week. Beat out those doggone. I mean, all the talk they was talking about with the Arizona Diamondbacks, they took care of business last week. The Texas Rangers won their very first World Series. It's been a long time. Of course, we had 2 World Series that we chased back in 2010 and 2011. But this was so much, I don't know if it's, the first time ever, but it was so sweet, man. I enjoyed it. Thousands showed up, over 500, I mean, maybe even 1 million, who knows, but showed up to the parade, man. And so this was long overdue. So what was you thinking, man? What was your feelings, man?
To be able to go on the road and do what
road
these guys,
winners.
Road winners. To win the way they won on the road, man, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So, I take my ass out to the Texas Rangers, man. Y'all keep it up. But it was just amazing, and I thought that we was the first city to win all 4 championships.
Now Boston, was Boston?
Yeah.
In LA, right? Yeah.
But with that being
It
said,
ain't that many though. City of champions. Yeah, city of
That
champions.
being said, though, man, the Rangers, man, they came out and played. They pitched well. Everything was. They was on all cylinders.
I'm working all cylinders.
Working all cylinders.
What's that ethereal feeling that you had, man? I see, because you represent hard too, man.
Real hard.
DJ represent real hard.
TJ do this?
Yeah. Oh, he getting ready. He
Come on, TJ.
When we was talking, I know how you feel
Y'all
about
better
it.
get ready.
Yeah.
Man, that feeling, that euphoria feeling you get, when you accomplish something you've been wanting to accomplish the whole time, you ain't never seen, it ain't never happened in your lifetime.
That's right.
Right, and all of a sudden you got it, you like, oh my goodness.
Right.
And then, the Rangers spell out Road Warriors, right? We'll just say road. The Rays, the Orioles, the Astros, the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Spell road, right?
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow. That's insightful.
Yeah,
I never even paid attention to that. Road Warriors. Yeah,
so man, they won every game they played on the road. Every game in the playoffs.
Has that ever happened before?
Nope. Never happened.
I wasn't aware either.
Man,
That's
just
why
the
I'm
way
so
they
amazed.
played. How
They played
each
better on the
player,
road.
no matter what this season was a season of what you would call. You talking about? We speak about resilience all the time on this show, right? Mm-hmm. The resilience, but not only that, the fortitude. No matter what was going on, no matter how hard things were going, no matter how all of a sudden, exactly. This team just stayed on track, stayed there. And that's a message to all of us.
Absolutely.
No matter what's going on in our lives, no matter how tough things are, be resilient. Have the internal fortitude that no matter what happens, that you can rise above and be the champion that you are.
Absolutely. Stay the course, man. DA, what's your take on that?
To have the perfect storm to lose the division on the last day, because that's what happened.
Right.
That's why they had to go on the road.
Right.
Everything had to happen line for them to lose the division.
Absolutely.
So I'm be honest. At that point, I was like, I don't know, man. This is I think the signs are it's just telling us that this ain't the year. But when they won the first 3, I was like, you know what? They can do this. Except for when they met Houston, I swear I was like, man, I don't think they can beat the Astros. Right. But if you want to be the Kings, you got to go ahead and beat the Astros like now.
Right. Well, I tell you what, man. This is honest truth. I don't think I started really paying attention to baseball in general, probably around somewhere in 1974. And it was funny because my grandfather had a good friend who used to cook. Living out in the country, used to cook. And Mr. White. And I remember asking him, what was he listening to? He would always listen to it on the radio.
Yeah.
He said, I really enjoy baseball more than any other sport. I couldn't really get it because I couldn't really just get into baseball. You know what I'm saying? It was just, it was just too slow. Not knowing that we had even, the Rangers came in 1972, was in Washington, the Senators, and I don't like when they say, well, the first time they won a championship in 62 years, actually 51 years, but they put the Senators as the organization, as we know. But I just recall, remembering when after they won it, going all the way back then, wow, I was a little boy. So imagine the drought. We're talking, they come here in 1972, and here it is, we're in 2023.
That's right.
And then to be
You know,
one
it's
out
fa-
away in 2011, you know.
You know what I'm saying? When Nelson
Right,
Cruz
right.
dropped that ball in
Yes,
outfield against
yeah.
the Cardinals, man, I thought, man, am I ever going to see these guys win it in my lifetime?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
see
for
that.
them to do what they did, as Tim was talking about, they showed a lot of pause, a lot of they was very reserved and a lot of resilience, man. For them to do that, man, and go on the road, they could have got down when the Stros came here, man, and beat them 2 times in their own
But
at Globe Park.
Bochy's not a panicking type personality, and therefore the team's gonna take that same personality.
I strongly feel like they could make a run the way the Astros did. I think we can hold that in the state because right now they talking about Shohei Ohtani possibly joining the Rangers, and that would be a great pickup. And people are gonna want to come. You start adding cost of living and the taxes and all this other stuff. They gonna get their free agents now, man.
And then for Simeon to be in a slump,
Yeah,
the
big shout out to
whole
Marcus
playoff.
Simeon.
And then as soon as Adonis goes out,
Yeah,
He
rises
and
up.
his back
He rises
is
up.
on fire.
Right.
That's what you need.
They won the way they played. Like I say, to tell you, somebody asked the question: is this team better than the 011 team? And here's my take. Y'all can give me y'all take. I said, I think that team, 011 team, had better talent, but this was a better team.
Better team.
Because on that time, we had big bats. I mean, Nelson Cruz, Josh Hamilton, Elvis Anderson. We had a lot of talent on that team.
And Pudge too, right?
And Pudge Rodriguez and so forth. But I think this team here, man, they played with a lot of girth, a lot of resilience, like I said, and when you see a team playing together, not getting down on one another, man, and lifting each other up, and hey, man, I mean, but what you think though? I mean,
well, I was thinking the same thing. I'm gonna say it in a different way. They had more. It was top heavy with talent, and this team has more depth. This team has more talent, more talented players all the way through.
Right.
Because you got to line up all the way to the the ninth man.
Right.
That's to the last.
deep.
That's deep.
Depth.
Right.
And so that
Right.
pitcher that plays against him ain't never got a break. He don't get a break.
Yeah.
He can't even say, okay, I'm gonna throw some pitches like this. No, you throw the wrong pitch against any of them. You just can't keep throwing strikes against nobody on that lineup.
And a real key move, man, was bringing Evan Carter up, man. That was all.
big
he
move.
got on base every single game as a rookie, man.
Yeah.
This dude comes in at the end where, hey, man, we need you to be clutch.
Yeah.
He was clutch every game.
Yeah,
That
and
was
what
a
was the
huge
guy that
move.
came up? I mean, he played his role. He was out, had some time. He had missed. Was it Janikowski?
John Castle did good.
Yeah, man. He came in
and he's a journeyman, kind of a guy, just come in and do what whatever he has to do. He can play infield and outfield, so he plays both places.
He's a filler.
Yeah, exactly. And he actually, with Seager out, and I think it was somebody else out, Dolis was out for a little bit, right? So when they was out for a little bit, he actually came in and played well then early in the season. Like he was batting 300.
Right.
And then when they had to bring him in and out, he started to kind of drop off. But when he's playing consistent, he played well.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this too because the rumor going around talking about we bought a championship. Well, we didn't beat on any boxes. We weren't calling out, giving out any signals.
Right.
We did and took care of our business. But if you want to use that analogy, then take back the championship from the Dodgers, the Yankees, and everybody else. They've known for doing that.
And
that's what free agency is. That's why they call it free agency.
Yeah, and another part of that, all our top free agents was out.
All of them was out.
Scherzer ended up being out, even though that's a trade. But
Max
DeGrom,
Scherzer,
DeGrom, the biggest one we actually did. He didn't play a single.
Right.
He
Right.
played at the beginning of the season, but
Right.
he didn't, not to the playoffs. And then they had another guy. I think it's Ojerizzi. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing the name right, but we paid for him. He didn't pitch the whole season, not at all. Not even one pitch. He got the whole season.
For Bochy to be sitting on his couch after 3 years and say, I want to manage again.
Right.
Just win a World Series for a team that ain't never won one.
Never won.
Right. To
was
put
big.
that fire, that was big. That was big
big
time. And I don't care, like I say, what they say. I don't care if we bought one, put it on layaway, whatever.
got one.
I am elated. I felt all the ethereal feeling that you're supposed to have when you haven't won something, never done it. We don't even know how it looked like. So you had over 500,000 people again showing up for the parade, man, and that was beautiful. That was just beautiful, man, to see that.
It was
to
nice.
see that, man.
I would love if we got Ohtani and then everybody said, "Oh, we win again." We
Right.
said we bought that one too. I'd be
Right,
like,
right.
"Oh,
That's what you do in baseball.
I love
Ain't no
buying
salary
two.
cap.
Give me Ohtani
Right,
and then
right,
sell it
right,
and win another one." I love that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think our bullpen also, man. It was a lot said. It was about our
Except for
bullpen.
that one dude.
Which one?
What's
Clerk.
his name?
Leclerc.
The left, no man, the left.
Well, Leclerc, they close.
Who always gonna have you nervous when he come out. What's the big brother name? What's his name? But the big left.
Chapman. You talking about
Yeah,
Chapman? Arnaldus Chapman.
God, every time he come out there, man.
But the bullpen,
but he got some stuff though. He throws 102.
Man, he had
the
only one man.
But
he's gonna always like. He ain't never just gonna come out there and get a clean inning. He gonna always have you bite your nails a little bit.
Yeah, because he missed the plate for about
he
about
like
the first 8
battles.
I was thinking, you know what? Like I say, the Rangers, they won the way they played like the entire season.
Yeah, that's true.
Ebbs and flows, adversity. They have you on the edge of your seat. What they gonna do next? And I'm talking about when they broke it open.
We lost to them in the regular season 3 times.
Yeah, but when they broke it open, I think when they hit that front, what was the 5th, 6th inning, whatever it was, I said it's over. It's over, man. I say because that was the door. You know, a seven. I mean, what was the series? Damn, what we beat them on? What
first to 4? Yeah.
Yeah, 4-1.
4-1. Yeah. I knew then. I said, man, I just want to get it over with because anything can happen on that 2-3-2 format.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Let's
get
end
on the road
there, man.
Yeah.
Let's end it there. So again, man, so proud of the Texas Rangers, man. I think we're gonna do it again. I'm definitely gonna have 1 or 2 more shirts and a hat. You know, we're gonna go catch the game.
We
got to do that, man. We got to do that. So I know you said that. Well, as far as who's the better team, the 2011 or this year team, I think you. What'd you say, 20?
I'm going this
year. He said going deeper.
Yeah.
Well, you really have to when you think about who won it. What you think?
How they won it.
How they won it. This team
because you have to have a special team to win just a couple games on the road. And
they
win
11
on the
12
on the road. That's like
that's serious.
That's a team.
That's a team.
Even if you ever tell me that a team
because
is
nobody's
more
really cheering for you, so that's how you know you have to have a team.
Right.
Even if you say a team is more talented,
right.
The better team is the one who wins the championship.
It's one who wins.
You know, so
yeah. I just.
But I do.
I guess I was just saying if Nelson Cruz, and I know they say if wasn't fifth, we know we all.
I wanted Wash to get one.
If Nelson Cruz catches the out, it ends it. So what would we saying now? You know, it's like damn.
So who would be the best?
Because there's some people still hurt.
We would have been talking because actually they had a little run. That team had a little run, so they went that year. They went next year. Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and then because they didn't win it, then everybody kind of like let it blow up. Right. If they'd won those 2, they may would have tacked on more players. You know what I'm saying?
It would have went a whole different way.
Yeah,
but it wasn't Wash say. That's how baseball go.
That's this team here probably never win it. If we win back then.
You never know what future,
and you never know. You're right about that. But like I was about to say again is that we don't know what kind of run we can go on now.
Right.
Because it's going to be real interesting the fact that the Houston Astros went 7 years. I mean, they went on like a 7-year run for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So now we able to. I don't know what their situation going to be now. Do I really care? Because Dusty Baker's going to retire, whatever. But for us to hold it down like that,
and the new rules, you know, that it changed the whole game now. That pitch clock and that the batters can't just come out. All of that changes. Baseball had picked up a lot of fans that they didn't normally have because the games just took so long, and the pitchers and the batters just out of the box every now with the new rules changes. Man, they gathered a whole new audience now just by implementing those rule changes.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, man, we rooting for you, Texas Rangers, man. We're so glad, so happy, man. You guys stuck together, man, and believed in the organization and direction which y'all was going. So when we come back. We're gonna pivot back over to this football thing because we gotta get into these college games, man. It was a crazy weekend for me. I mean, it was eradication all the way around. So we're gonna be right back and we're gonna talk about these college games this week, y'all. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back on the replay.
Ever hear the one about the frog? Put a frog in a pot of boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in a pot of cool water and slowly heat it up, and that frog will boil. It's a lie. But as a metaphor for us and all that we go through as veterans,
real-world experience.
It's a story that rings true. We make excuses for how we feel. We push everything down. We tell ourselves the lie that it's easier to stay in that boiling water, to disconnect. And some days, maybe, it is. But you've never been interested in easy. Reaching out is hard. Do it anyway. You're not alone. You've got this. You are not a frog.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to the replay. So, guys, this was a crazy weekend to me. It was a crazy weekend. It was some crazy games, man. Some real crazy games. I'm going to first start out with this Oklahoma and Oklahoma State game. They call it the Bedlam. The Bedlam. And Oklahoma State, man, pulled it off.
Yeah.
Pulled it off. No.
27-24.
Go ahead on that one, man. Since you're OU fan, tell me.
Y'all gonna rub it. Now you gonna see how you put me on the spot.
I still getting mushed like that.
Well, I had my moment with Texas, man. And not that I'm against it, just when they play OU, man. I just can't, But nah, man, I just think Oklahoma State. I said this several weeks back. When it comes to rival games, I don't care if
throw the rules
everything
out the door. Everything out the
door.
door. You talking about, man. And OU definitely. Kind of like was Cowboys almost in a way, man, where they had the opportunities to seal the victory, but Oklahoma State, man, they kept, hanging in there, hanging in there, and you see the end result. So, that was one of those ebbs and flow kind of game, man, up and down. But
and then being at home, that makes a little difference.
Yeah.
You know what's the sad part about that though is that rivalry is about to end.
That's it.
That was right.
They're about to separate.
Yeah.
I mean, that's sad about that, But that was a really good game.
Can't get the leg back.
So,
no, you know what? You can't get your leg
back.
And
I know y'all dominate them as far as record, but they're gonna probably say we won the
last one. That's gonna be their trophy.
Right.
That's gonna be their trophy. Yeah. Can you see those seniors, man, that played on both those teams? They're gonna always be able to hold that, man. It's kind of like, but I want to see, I don't know. I know they moved into a different conference or what have you, but I like to see those rivalries, man. Even like when Texas A&M and Texas used to get down, they used to have the big bonfires and all that. Mm-hmm. Some of those games, man, I think need to be a stay-in, need to be a home stay where those teams still keep those rivalries burning, man. Yeah. So I mean, like I say, it's just a wild game. Just like with Texas, mentioning Texas and Kansas State in Austin. Kansas State, which I knew was going to be, tough game, but the way they started out was almost like Colorado back when they played Stanford. Yeah. Texas was flowing good, offense was flowing good, and all of a sudden,
the backup, right?
Yeah, they had yours is out. He's been out for the past couple of weeks.
But that's why I've been playing good. Though.
But I mean, he made some mistakes with the ball. I mean, it was one throw he made, man, down that side, and I was like, who are you looking at? Right. Who are you throwing it to? But I think what got them back in the game, K-State, was that big turnover. And once they was able to score off of that, here we go again. So it took them to overtime to do it, but Texas pulled it out. So
I was kind of proud of my team from Little Apple. They tried to show up.
Right.
Yeah, because I went there, for a little bit. So I know I went to Nebraska, but I went to Kansas State first. So
who would you have picked?
I would have picked Texas because it was at home.
Texas.
Yeah.
Even Little Apple, I would have picked Texas.
I would have picked K-State.
You would have picked K-State on that one?
Yeah. Only because the backup was playing.
If Snyder was there, I probably, who knows?
I would have lost it, but I would have picked K-State.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, they did what they needed to do, man, and it shows, them having that same reserve, to be able to fight back, man, not get down. That's what I look for as character, man. Teams, when things are not going well, how you can bounce back, the adversity of it. But some kids start putting their heads down. Absolutely. And then we had USC. USC was in that shootout in Washington, man. And let me tell you something.
Defense coordinator lost his job.
So I'm scratching my head because I really have Washington, man, playing for the national championship.
I did too.
Their defense was dominant, man. I mean, this is Caleb, man. He found some softness in that zone and that scheme that they was playing. Man.
I had them up there.
I don't think Washington has the defense to be in the national championship.
You don't think so?
So you think
Oregon lit them up too?
Oregon's a good team as well.
I'm just saying their defense ain't stepped up when they should have to be considered the national game. Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they're not a Georgia stout defense because they don't think they have
what you need.
They don't have the guys up front. But overall, as a team, rallying to the ball and getting up, creating turnovers.
Something too much.
But they give up 40 something to really good
offense. Really good offense. Yeah,
we're talking about top notch.
Because you and I both know, we know if USC had the defense of a Georgia, then we could be having a total different story right now. Right. But I think it's just Washington have played some really good offense, which is a good testament for them in case they were to go up, in that national championship game. Because you never know. Georgia. I'm not saying they have a vaulted offense or anything like that, but they play good. They complementary football on both sides of the ball.
Did Penn say? I just wanted to. Did Penn say? Heisman? I don't know if he said Heisman, but still, he actually kept himself in that running. So by him playing as well, he did. Because that was a good game. You against the Heisman Trophy winner of last year.
That's right.
Right, and y'all gonna, you have to win the game. See, he lose the game.
Right.
He may be out of that, but he won the game.
He won the game.
He's still in that fight. So it depends on what he keep doing.
Okay. Yeah. He can. He got a laser. He has a laser, and I'm gonna tell you something. And the two that's catching him from Jalen Pope and Odunze, Odunze, excuse me.
Yeah.
Rome Odunze. I think he's on Mel Kiper's draft board as number 7 overall player in this year's upcoming NFL draft. But he's 6'3", man. He's fluid, man. He's nice. So they got a heck of a quarterback in Michael Penix Jr., and he got 2 heck of receivers. And they got a couple of pieces, man, that come in and do their thing, too.
Right.
That's why I'm kind of shaping up seeing Washington, man. It'll be real interesting if they went up against Georgia in that playoff game. I'm just saying.
They got to get there.
I think
they're going to unfold, though. It's coming.
You think
they're going to outscore Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia defense.
I don't know. He may have a point because their defensive backs haven't really been tested.
They haven't been tested.
They really have been tested.
So Georgia they want to get a little bit better. They keep growing. They seem like they're getting a little bit better, but we still got to see. Because I want to see how they do it as they keep going along and play some more teams.
They haven't been testing that second.
Yeah. There's more teams to play.
So let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this right quick, because we got to talk about the Colorado Buffaloes, man, and Deion Sanders, man, and what's really has occurred these last few weeks. I really think they still have not recovered from that Stanford loss. I don't know if they would have even won the game against Stanford, if they wouldn't have still lost. That's not what. So I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that when you start making like offensive coordinator changes and stuff like that, and you're not even, I don't know what he's seeing in Kelly. I'm not inside the staff in the room. But there are some question marks even on that as a defensive coordinator, because I'm saying if you go back when they played Stanford, this kid is heating up. Who catches a 97-yard slant? I don't even think Jerry Rice even had something like that. Maybe 80-something, I guess. But you playing a man in a man? If you wasn't a man, and that's like they were playing man. But let's say you give up that, but then you come back and you don't roll covers to his side, put a safety over the top of this guy, and he's lighting y'all up. So I'm looking at you change to Pat Shermer and demote Sean Lewis, but I'm looking at your defense.
Yeah.
So I don't know what y'all take is on that, man. But Prime always got some issues.
Well, what's going on with that team, man? The trenches. They losing in the trenches, and it ain't got nothing to do with the offense or the defensive coordinator. It's just that they can't win in the trenches. They can't block up front.
Because Shador is taking a beat.
Shador is taking a beat.
It's taking a beat.
They're not protecting the guy. He's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's the trenches, man. He got to work on the trenches. Got to win off season. We got to get some guys in there that can block and protect that kid. Man.
Well, Tim, let me ask you this question, because we talked about the transfer portal in junior college and how the line would stay the same if he don't get these recruits. But now, he's the head coach, but he's also the father of Shador Sanders. So I'm just saying, and there's whispers how him, Shiloh, and Travis Hunter, they want to come out in the same year. Now, if it was left up to Shiloh be gone, because he told me, I'm trying to go get this money, and that is bad. But money is not really the issue. But my question is this: separating coach and father. If you saw your son taking the beating the way he's taking, would you send him to the NFL? Would you try to go ahead and run the risk of getting these offensive linemen in, man, for next year and try to go make a run for a national championship?
Well, the good thing about it, he has time. He has time to see if he can recruit. He can get somebody to transfer portal. He got time to see if he can get some JUCO transfers as well too. So that's those two of the things he can do. JUCO transfers, they can shore it up quickly. Because it's still going to take them freshmen a little bit to get together. Them freshmen, it takes a while. Offensive line is the hardest thing to get coordinated and actually have a
they
young
gotta
man.
have
And the
continuity
body,
and all that.
then the
Yeah,
body got to
absolutely.
grow and become a man.
That's right.
See, you can't be no boy playing. Every once in a while, you see a man child every once in a while, right?
Right.
Besides that man child we may see, it's almost like a Bigfoot or something, right?
Right.
Very unique. Until that time happens, most of the time, it takes a while.
Right.
So for them to have offensive line or defensive line, it's going to take them a little while to get together, especially on the offensive line. Defensive line is much quicker. Than
Right,
that.
offensive line gonna take a little while to
I
gel.
would give myself some time to see if I can do it, but if I can't, I'm sending my son to the NFL.
I'm sending him on.
What about you, DA? How you see it?
Man, I see what I've been seeing since it all started. Even when they were winning, I see a lot of chaos. Look on the sidelines, chaos.
Yeah, it is.
Defensive coordinator, the coach, everybody's in chaos. Like, where is he? Why do we only have 10 men? Who had it? Why is it? It's just a lot of chaos. And to me, that comes from the top.
Little league
Deion,
football.
either get rid of this dude and get you somebody that you can, even if you don't plan on winning a whole lot of games this year, get your ducks in a row. Now, I would get rid of that defensive coordinator. Like, after the game the other night,
Right.
that would have been his last coaching, his last day, just
Right.
in my opinion, because obviously you don't know what you're doing because you never had the players where they're supposed to be, and I'm just
Right.
tired of seeing him screaming and yelling. Like, man, start
He's
coaching.
saying Deion is saying at the post. I hear him say because they never said anything about Charles Kelly, the
They
defensive
never
coordinator.
do.
But he's saying that he hears Coach Kelly making the calls, and
And
then
they're
the
not.
kids are not executing what he's calling. But I'm questioning, well, whatever he's calling, is it putting the kid in the best position to make the play? Because again, I just don't know on a 97-yard slant. That's what it was. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I know the way that kid moved back, Quincy Cooper, the left corner, they was in a man coverage on their own 3-yard line. Who does that, brother?
Nobody.
Who does that? And this kid, and the safety is out of position. I don't know if it was man free or whatever it was, but he had the bad angle on it, and then the kid just, boom, he's down and up and takes off. So I'm saying, what you're saying regarding Coach Kelly, something is going on, and Deion needs to get that fixed because he's been hosting recruits and stuff like that, but kids do change their mind.
Yeah.
But you about to say what, Tim?
Yeah, I'm thinking about what both of you are talking about right now. There needs to be a little autonomy in that situation.
Yes.
To where you distance yourself from that friendship, and so they understand the levels of this situation. I'm coach, you student athlete. That's what we talk about all the time. You student athlete, I'm coach. And keep that distance in there. Because there has to be a respect factor in. I don't play you when you don't respect and do the things I need. You can't be on my sideline and holler.
That's right.
There's a consequence to that.
Right,
So
sure,
you got to
sure.
wrap those type of things up. Those are little bitty things you got to wrap up. And so it starts in practice.
That's right.
And I know of an example I will give you, but I'm not going to go there right now. We'll have a discussion about that off air. But I know an example of when the kids are actually doing too much talking, right? Instead of going in and actually listening and actually following in line. There's a discipline to that.
We spoke earlier about, that it was almost like Little League. If you look on the sidelines.
right. I remember, yeah,
like
absolutely.
Pee Wee League over there.
Right,
Like, what
right.
are y'all doing?
It is.
That's not how coaches conduct themselves. I mean, I know every
Right.
coach has his own personality, but come on, man, you got to know how to get into the minds of your players without that, because that doesn't work. If I saw a DB make a mistake, and I was telling him early, goes to the sideline, and 5 different coaches are yelling and including Deion, then the defensive coordinator, then 3 other defensive coaches screaming and yelling at this dude. So I'm thinking to myself, so you think he's gonna be better when he goes back?
Right.
Or
right.
is he ready to quit right now?
Right.
Come on, man.
Man,
You
it's
gotta-
fun. Yeah, I swear, man. When we're gonna talk about it in just a second, because that's something we want to touch on the culture part of this. But what you're saying, man, is what I was talking about to a parent earlier today, and we talking about that very thing. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Okay.
But when we come right back, don't go nowhere, because we're gonna get into the culture part of this thing, and we're gonna talk about these athletes of today and what you're having to deal with. So y'all, don't touch that dial. Stop scrolling. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. We'll be right back on the replay.
A man looks at his tablet.
Most hiring algorithms would scream me out.
Some bosses couldn't see me as a leader.
I've run this place for 20 years, but I still need to prove that I'm more than what you see on paper.
for workers without a bachelor's degree.
I've been running code as long as I've been able to reach a keyboard.
This is what I do. It's second nature for me, coordinating 100 details at once.
That's the way my mind works. I have a very mechanical brain.
I sold them on my skills.
You gotta be so good they can't ignore you.
My magic is
Analytics and empathy. That's how I'm getting clients. You have to have the confidence in yourself to show up and defy the odds.
I am more than who I am on paper.
I never got a college degree. And today, I'm the CEO of my own company. People want to tell me I'm one in a million, when actually I'm one of millions. Stars are all around us. It's time for them to shine.
Paperceiling.org. Join us in tearing the paper ceiling.
Hey, welcome back again to the replay. So listen, guys, there was a couple of games, man, that happened this past week, and I chose to talk about on this particular segment on the culture part because it dealt with the Texas A&M Aggies going into Ole Miss and Wilma Hutchins playing Carter High School, which they lost that game to Carter High School. But a situation occurred where there was frustration that poured over. Kids got mad. Kids get into a scuffle, so to speak. And we're going to talk about those things because I think these are teaching moments. But first, coming to you because it was your nephew actually, and I was rather surprised, man, because
right.
Shamar Turner.
Right.
Man, he's the catalyst on that defensive line.
Right.
So A&M is going down to take the lead, 14-20. Johnson throws a pick. Ole Miss get the ball, drive it down on the other end. Frustration happened. He's getting ejected out of the game. And I believe that was the turning point in that game, Booker, because it was in the third quarter. And he was having himself a really good game. But what did you see?
Well, I was telling you, it was a turning point in the game because before that, they was going down to kick a field goal to go at 17-0. Shamar blocked the field goal, blocked it. Kid ran in. So that changed the momentum of the game. So we was rolling. We rolled. We came up, made it was 14-20, going to halftime. Come back out. We get the ball, we drive down, like you said, we get in the red zone, the guy throw the pick. And then after he throw the pick, it just like defense come back out, they went to gas in the secondary and got down right there about maybe 25 yards out. They was driving the ball. And the offensive line player, had Shamar down, was roughing him, and then wouldn't let him up and then put his private area in his face, and that's when he lost his school. But they had been going. You can tell they had been.
And he about things out. Yeah, and he about things.
But it was a teaching lesson because it showed that for you the type of player that you are, those guys gonna come at you. They're gonna try to get you upset to get you out the game. So so.
Go ahead, tell me to come talk to me.
Yeah.
As you go, I want you to finish up. Tell me to come talk to me because in the game, you still got a whole lot more plays to go.
That's right.
You got enough time
to get in between the whistles.
Go ahead.
You got to play it between the whistles. So, it was. I think it hurt the team, by losing.
Oh,
what I'm saying.
There's no doubt, man, that wasn't that didn't. To me, that was the turning point in that game because it was still a close game, and to have Shamar ejected from the game, I think sometimes, man, they just kind of can go overboard. He's still a young man and growing, things happen. It wasn't like he was a spearhead with the helmet and stuff like that.
But me not just saying because I'm saying it because he's my nephew. I feel like on plays like that, if you do have to eject a player, I feel like it should be a review. Why did this kid do this? So in that case, I think both of them should have been ejected from the game. Because, you're always going to get the second guy. They ain't going to never see the first guy. You're always going to get the second guy. So
that gridiron, man, I'm going to tell you something. It can bring out the worst thing. You can bring out the best thing. And I know many times I've said, man, in the heat of the battle, I remember turning around, throwing a forearm at a guy he, after the play was over with and got pushed in the back and got a 15-yard person. Now, back then, they weren't throwing anybody out the game.
That's right.
So I'm just simply saying, man, you can really, man, kill the momentum.
That's right.
And referees, as we oftentimes have seen, I'm not saying they're not, sometimes they do get it right. But I'm just on, and then to kind of pivot back what I was talking about Wilma Hutchins and Carter, and I won't put the kid out there, but just, the mere fact that these kids wanted it so bad. I had an opportunity to go up there and speak to them about the game week that they was facing the Carter Cowboys, and they got thrashed. They got thumped, but they really was trying, and after a heated moment, it poured over and some things happened behind the scene. I won't put it all the way out there. But here's what I'm saying in that. Coaches, mentors, these are teaching moments with these young people. This is an opportunity for you guys to be great. Get out of your feelings, get out of your emotions. There are young people, 15, 16, 17 years old, Tim, and we need to be patient with these kids. And just like DA said a second ago, you got a kid who made a mistake. He wasn't in the right place at the right time, made a mistake. Now he got 5 people yelling at him. You know, do you build him up or do you tear him down?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
so you can speak to that, man, because we need to do a better job, man, in mentoring these kids.
I agree.
In game type situations.
I agree.
Go ahead.
Well, like you're saying, we builders of men. That's what you're there for. You became a coach not only just to win the game, to build men up so they can win the life game.
That's right.
So we building life games here.
Right,
so you got to take the time to what's the best constructive way, constructive criticism,
That's right.
and constructive way to build that kid
That's
up.
right.
Not making him down because you need him on the next play. So if you're gonna actually say some things, if you're gonna call him out on what he did, right?
That's right.
You can do that.
Right.
But you better build him back up.
Got to
quickly,
build him back
right?
up.
Because
Yeah.
you want him to be back. That's how you want him to go into the game. Built back up to go achieve great things. Not to feel down and be feeling sorry for itself.
And that's the issue that we're having with the offensive line at Texas A&M, because the coach, he coached at the kids, he don't coach them up. You know, he down them, he don't never bring
He's
them up.
coaching down, not coaching them up. I hear what you're saying, but D, what's your take on it?
Man, I coach basketball, so I sort of know right now, and I've always coached hard, but you would never find a kid that I've ever coached who can say, I called him out his name, or when I'm yelling instructions,
right.
You know, and that's as far as it goes. And I can say anything I want to a kid because I put in some deposits.
That's
you
right.
know? So I can coach hard without belittling anybody, and I can get the best out of them. And in a time where kids are more emotional, that's when the coaches have to be less emotional.
Absolutely.
You know, to get through to that. Like, you don't want to be emotional and they're emotional.
That's
Nobody
right.
gets anywhere.
Another thing, you can't have your whole staff being emotional.
Right.
So you can have certain people that's emotional,
Yes.
Right.
but you're going to have the other one that's got to be quiet and still.
That's right.
The one to come. And usually you want that to be your leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? I dealt that with, see, like even with Jimmy Johnson, right? Jimmy Johnson was a but he had a couple of quiet coaches. Campbell was a quiet coach, right?
That's right.
You know, his secondary coach. So he went hard at the defense, and Campbell gonna ease it back out. Just great examples there. Tom Osborne was the ease guy, but my secondary coach was a
And
was
then
a wild guy.
you can't coach everybody the same. Everybody's
That's
different.
right.
Everybody's personality is
You're
different.
right.
So everybody I might approach you a certain way and it get you going. I approach him in a certain way and it brings him down.
Yeah,
so
right.
you have to learn. You have to learn your kids and
you have to certainly know your personnel. Man. But we want to touch on that. So you coaches out there, man, who can make a difference, who are making a difference, just keep those in mind, man. You know, the job. You know, the job is tough before you took it, that comes with learning how to mentor and build these kids up and not tear them down. Give them the valuable tools that they need so that they can continue to be great. But what we got to do right now is segue y'all into these picks and get this thing cleared up, because I've seen there was some discrepancy last week of who was in the front and who was leading. But I got it all right here, y'all. I got it all right here. So we're gonna do it like this, because this week right here, I'm gonna tell a story. Of course, you know, Book, unfortunately, he wasn't. You know, he had some pressing things he had to do and everything, but forgot to turn his picks in. But we gave him another opportunity today. He was an honest man, or what he would have picked. So he picked him today, y'all. I just want y'all to know that for the show. And he was 0-4. Okay, so we can move on. So I think I might have got it. But But anyway, we starting out like this here. We got this week here, man. Darryl came back. Darryl came back on the picks, man. I'm 30-22. Let's see here.
30-22.
This is from last week and
all the weeks.
Yeah, all the weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yeah, 30-22. TJ 34-18. Darryl, you're 36-16. And so with Book, we do that. So Book, we tied. You would have been 2 games up on me, but
man,
we are now.
I'm coming back.
30-22. So there you have it. DA is our front man. Tim was leading last week, but hey, you know, every week, you know, it's like somebody like to say, it's fluid, man. Fluidity. It's fluid. It can change.
It's a long season.
It's a long season. It can change. So now we got. You do the honors. You gave the game the picks for this week.
Missouri, Tennessee.
Missouri, Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with
They both rank like 14
Where they playing
and
at?
16.
What they playing?
1 second.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Bring them up. Bring them
Here
up.
we go.
'Cause
Missouri,
come-
Tennessee at Missouri.
I'm gonna take Mizzou.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Mizzou.
I'm taking Mizzou.
Tennessee.
Good.
West Virginia at OU.
I'm going OU. We bouncing back.
West Virginia. I'm gonna go OU.
West Virginia, OU? OU.
All right. We consensus on that.
Oh, consensus on that? Okay.
All right. Arizona at Colorado.
And you know what, man? I'm gonna pick Colorado this week. I don't think I picked them last year. I picked UCLA.
No, you didn't.
I'm gonna pick Colorado this week.
What's Arizona record?
I don't know.
Are they good?
I don't think.
And that's the
That's
thing.
up to you.
I think Arizona's
they
a
maybe
down
ranked
year.
like 21 or 22 or something like that.
I'm gonna go with.
You sure?
I'm gonna go with
I think so. I
Arizona.
think it was
I ain't
underrated.
going against the Grand this week. I'm going Arizona.
Who you
And
got?
Colorado.
Oh, man.
I'm going Arizona.
Oh,
Say,
my
man,
God.
if that bald head coach do what he did from the rest, man, I'm going with Colorado, man. But he got to change what, you know.
This is why I take the lead. I'm going Arizona. I'm going against the
That
Grand.
chaos.
Who you got?
I was going Colorado all the way.
You gonna yeah, I'm gonna go Colorado. I'm gonna go because I think they got to break it at some
You said
point.
Arizona, right?
I'm going Arizona.
All right, I got
You
you.
got okay.
Last one. Michigan
Last
at
college.
Penn State. Last college. Michigan at Penn State.
I'm going Michigan.
Michigan, Penn State. Oh, I got
At
Michigan,
Penn
Penn State at Penn. Ooh.
I'm going Michigan.
You going Michigan?
I'm going Michigan.
I'm gonna go. Where is it at again? One more time.
Is that Penn State?
At Penn
I got more Penn State.
I'm going
I'm
Michigan.
going Penn
I
State.
know who I got.
They might knock.
Do you know you got?
Yes, I know who I got. You
I got
can't
Michigan.
change my pick. I got Penn State.
Oh,
Okay,
good.
man, there I got Penn State.
I'm just hoping the
Cool,
pressure
cool.
of all of this cheating scandal finally cracks me.
But we going to the NFL now.
NFL. Ravens and Browns.
Woo.
I'm taking the Browns.
Where they playing at?
I don't know. That was one of the Reels picks.
Man, you know what? We didn't say who's the best NFL team right now because I don't think there is one. But if I say one who's playing the best ball right now, I gotta go Ravens. That's not bad. You saying if you went Ravens, I might have said Browns.
Okay.
But since
At Ravens.
I'm going Ravens.
I'm going Browns.
He going Browns.
I got Ravens.
Ravens.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all, you writing it down, Jabri?
We got it. It's
We
on
on tape.
It's on tape.
Okay.
We got it on tape.
Colts at Patriots.
Patriots got another home team. Huh?
I got-
another home game.
Colts at Patriots.
I'm gonna go with Patriots on this.
I'm glad he said the Patriots. I'm glad he said it because I'm going Colts. I'm going
Who
Colts.
you got?
I got the Colts.
I'm going Patriots.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, two in a
That's
row.
what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Titans at Bucks.
I'm going Titans.
Oh, ooh, man.
That's what I
I'm
want to
gonna
hear.
go Titans.
When I get
I'm
y'all
gonna go-
game, that's what I'm hearing.
I'm gonna go Titans, man. I'm gonna go Titans. I'm gonna go Titans.
I'm going Bucks.
Bucks.
Y'all both. They,
right.
like it's like they going at it. We go.
49ers at Jacksonville.
Ooh, I'm going Jag. Y'all gonna lose 4 in a
You want
row.
me to pick first?
Yeah.
I got Jags.
Yeah. That's me up. I'm going Jazz.
That's my
Jag.
squad, man.
I'm
I
going
ain't picking
Jag. You
my
got
heart.
49.
You picking San Francisco?
Y'all hurt?
No, I
y'all
picked
banged
Jaguars.
up? Y'all got some people out, hurt? Anybody?
Yeah.
Debo will be back.
Debo will be back.
Yeah.
Debo's back?
Running back.
He coming back.
Linebacker, number 71 back.
I'm not,
Okay.
not sure yet.
You got the
I'm going
Jag.
to
I got
49ers.
the
He
Jags.
picked the Jag. He picked
Wow.
the one team.
49ers.
Okay, we got to pick it. We got
I'm
to
going
pick
to
it.
49ers.
I already picked. I picked.
I'm the only one
Jag.
to
So let's get it
49ers.
clear.
I'm the only one to the
Oh,
49ers.
okay. We got all of us got the Jag. Okay,
I'm the only
cool.
one to the 49ers. I'm finna get
Cool.
it.
All right, Jag. All right.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
I've
I tell you.
definitely this
All
one.
right. Well, check this out, y'all. Cause this is gonna conclude another episode. This is episode 10. But we got to give our shout outs, and I'm gonna give a big shout out, man, to I like that kid Johnson, man, from Washington Husky. Big shout out to Johnson, man. Man ran for over 200-something yards. It was the ground game that really got Washington over the hump. So I'm shouting out to Johnson, Dixon Johnson, man, from Washington. Who you shouting out, Tim?
My baby birthday was this past weekend, so we had it called we had this jumping place. So they was jumping and playing and swinging through everything. So she just had a fantastic birthday, and her birthday's 4 days from mine. So that and the Rangers winning, yeah, it was a great weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Who you got, DA?
Man, I'm shouting out Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Boo!
Love that brother, man. So
right,
even
yeah,
killed, so humble.
yeah,
He's
just
shouting
speak.
out the black woman. That's my man.
I want to give a shout out to my boy Dak. Dak, you did good, man. Keep up the good work, man. I'm trying to come out the transfer portal, man. Y'all almost pulled me out last night, okay?
All right,
Shout
big
out to
time.
that.
Yeah, and I do got one more shout out real quick to the Texas Rain, no doubt, man. World Series.
Texas
Well,
Rain.
listen, this was a great episode, man. We want to thank y'all for joining us, man. Go ahead, don't forget to hit the subscribe, like, and share button. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man, and join what's happening right on this side, because y'all, we're not finished. Enjoy your weekend. This is another episode of The Replay, where everybody deserves a do-over. All right, now.